How is it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about wheel fitment. Now, one of the most common questions I see is, will these wheels fit my car? And it's a good question, and it's something every car enthusiast should have a good understanding of so you don't run into fitment issues. Aftermarket wheels are one of the most popular modifications, completely changes how your car looks, how it feels, and how it handles. So it's definitely something that you want to invest some time into researching before you actually go out and make a purchase. I'm sure it's a really crappy feeling if you go and buy a new set of wheels and you go to install them only to figure out that they fit like shit. So hopefully this guide helps to prevent that. There are mainly 5 different things that you need to consider: bolt pattern, diameter, width, offset, and brake clearance. Having a good understanding of those things is going to ensure that you don't run into fitment issues. So let's start off with number 1. Of course, we had to start this video off with some RPF ones, probably one of the most common wheels you guys see out there, but for good reason. They are fairly affordable and lightweight, and I actually used to own a set of these myself, so I have no complaints. Anyways, bolt pattern. It should be one of the first things that you check. If a wheel does not have the right bolt pattern, chances are it's not going to fit, unless of course you are running conversion spacers or you get them re-drilled. You're going to see 2 different numbers representing the bolt pattern. The first one is going to let you know how many lugs there are, and the second is going to tell you how far apart they are. For example, if you guys have a 5x114.3 bolt pattern, that's going to mean that you have 5 lugs, and they are 114.3 millimeters apart. Depending on how many lugs there are, that's going to determine how you take that measurement. For example, for a wheel with 5 lugs, you're going to measure from the back of one hole to the middle of the second hole away from it. Next thing we're going to look at is wheel diameter. Pretty straightforward. It's the distance between the bead seating areas measured across the center of the wheel. So basically where the tire seals and not the outer lip. Usually the goal is to maintain the same overall diameter with both the wheel and tire compared to the OEM setup, so that the speedometer is still correct and you don't run into any fitment issues. So let's say you're looking to run an 18-inch wheel instead of a 17-inch wheel. You're going to want to compensate for that with a different size tire that's not as tall. That brings us to width, which is the distance between the 2 rim flanges. A lot of the time, car enthusiasts are looking to throw on a set of wider wheels for the added stability and handling. Wider wheels means you can run a wider tire, which gives you more grip. However, you do need to make sure that when you are increasing the width of a wheel, it's not going to interfere with any suspension, brake, or body components, which is the perfect segue into wheel offset. The offset of a wheel is how you can compensate for that increased width. It's the distance between the center line of the wheel and the hub mounting surface. If we take a look at the cross section of a wheel and draw a line directly down the center, that is 0 offset. When we push the hub mounting surface away from the face of the wheel, that results in a negative offset and moves the wheel outward. If we push it towards the face of the wheel, that gives us a positive offset and moves the wheel inwards. This is critical in determining whether or not a wheel is going to fit properly without any clearance issues. Another thing some of you guys will need to be aware of is brake clearance. This kind of incorporates a couple things that I've already gone over, like diameter and offset. Obviously, the diameter of the wheel has to be large enough to fit around the caliper, but that's only part of the equation. The caliper also needs to clear the spokes of the wheel, which can be a little bit tricky because it varies from wheel to wheel and even varies with the same wheel of different offsets due to the design of the spokes. It's usually not a big deal if you have the stock brakes, unless your car comes with a big brake kit or you've installed an aftermarket kit, in which case you definitely do need to take this into consideration. Some companies have templates and measurements you can print out to check, or you can go out and try to find someone running the same setup that you're looking to run, whether it's at a meet or in the forums, to make sure that everything clears as it should. Something else I'll touch on real quick before I forget, because I did not write this down. Centerboards, usually not a huge concern because most aftermarket wheels have a larger bore size to accommodate a variety of different vehicles, and you can use hub rings to make up for the difference. But this does come into play when you are looking to run OEM wheels from different vehicles, because OEM wheels, centerboards are usually made specifically to fit on the hub of the car they were intended for. So if it happens to be smaller than the one that is on your car, they're not gonna fit. And that is basically my crash course on wheel fitment, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below what wheels you guys are running or what your dream wheels are. Mine are some deep dish 3-piece Workmeisters for the stance boy in me. Obviously this car is not going in that route, but who knows, maybe one day I'll be able to own a set of those. That being said, there are a lot of good resources out there for you guys to use to make this whole process a lot easier. I'll link a few down below. There's also a ton of forums that show you guys what other people are running or have run. So definitely take advantage of that. Just remember not to rush into things and take your time. Wheels are a huge part of any build, so you don't want to screw up on it. Again, take your time, do your research. In the end, it's gonna be all worth it once you get that perfect fitment. As always, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Hit that subscribe button if you guys want to see more helpful videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.